Okay. So thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to speak with me. I guess just to begin, we have your name and your role here at Spin Gold.
Okay. My name is Marshall Smith, and I've been the manager of this bowling center since 2011. I met my wife in 1993, and we used to go on bowling dates frequently. We did that more than like going to the movies. In 2002, and I was 42, and it's the first year that I ever joined a bowling league. So a lot of kids, we have a junior program here. We start kids as young as 4 years old. But I didn't start bowling in a league until 42 years old. So I was kind of late in joining a league. I'd always wanted to, but never knew really like how to or what to do to league. At the time, I was working at Best Buy, and I walked into the inventory room, and they said, "Who are we going to get to be our fourth?" And I said, "What do you need a fourth for?" They said, "Our bowling team." I said, "I'll do it." So that got me started in bowling initially. 2006, I ended up becoming unemployed. And at the time, I knew the manager of the bowling center on Route 9 in Wappingers, and he needed an assistant manager, so he hired me in there as the assistant manager. 5 years later, they promoted me to manager in this center. My opinion on leagues is that it's very much a blue-collar sport. And in this area, like this center, we have 34 lanes now. We used to have 52 lanes. The renovations brought us into the 21st century with axe throwing, arcade, and some other things in addition to bowling. We couldn't fill all 52 lanes in this day and age any longer. In the 70s to early 90s, there were 2 shifts of 5-person teams bowling on all 52 lanes almost 7 days a week. IBM had big layoffs in 93. There was Alpha D Laval Manufacturing, Chem Cards, Western Publishing. There was an Ironworks. There were a whole lot of manufacturing in Poughkeepsie back in that time, which has gone. Dutchess County is now more of a bedroom community for white collars that work in Westchester and New York City. And because of that, we don't get as many people participating in leagues as we used to. I'd say, even when I started here, the junior league had 100 kids in our junior league. We have like 20 kids in our junior league now. So it really backed off a lot like that. However, the white collar ones are the people that bring us kids' birthday parties on the weekends and come in out as a family recreational activity. But they don't have the hours available with their commuting to be able to do the leagues when the leagues are available, mostly weeknight evenings. This center is known as a league house. We do pretty well with leagues here. We have good-sized leagues every weeknight and Sunday mornings. The Wappingers location doesn't have as many leagues, but they're on Route 9. They get a lot of traffic. We're off the beaten path here. Route 9 gets a lot of open play because people are familiar with it. They see them when they're driving back and forth by there. So they do more open play business. We do more league business. The one thing about leagues for the bowling industry is it gives you a guaranteed income because we have a contract with the leagues. We know they're going to pay us this many dollars for this many weeks for this many people as a guaranteed income stream for the bowling center. Open play, you're just relying on, well, who's going to walk in our door today? We're not sure. So it's harder to budget your fiscal year if you don't know like what kind of income you're going to have. So the league business does help. Leagues are still prevalent in the Rust Belt or in the manufacturing areas like that, where it's predominantly blue-collar workers. So where we've had in the past few years, a couple of the local bowling alleys have closed in this area. In Detroit, there's a bowling center on every corner in that area. We have 4 bowling alleys in our local bowling association. They have 40 bowling alleys in their local bowling association. It's very specific regionally, and it's a winter sport too. In the winter, we have 13 leagues here. In the summer, we only have 5 leagues because it's very much a winter sport. On a rainy Saturday, we'll be almost too busy to handle all the business. On a sunny Saturday, we'll look around and say, hey, if we didn't have that birthday party here today, we wouldn't have anybody else here right now. So I mean, even on television, it's not as popular today as it used to be, although they're trying to make a comeback. But I remember even as a kid watching on like ABC, like Professional Bowlers Tour, every Saturday afternoon it was on television. On major networks. Now you find it on like Fox Sports Network. Usually you have to find it on a sports network. It's not even on a regular network any longer. And there were big names. People used to recognize names in bowling back then, like Earl Anthony or somebody like that. There's certain areas of the country where it's still doing really well, but I think overall the whole country is seeing diminishing with leagues and everything. It helps when the colleges are in session too, also being winter sport. When the colleges are in session, like Vassar, and we get a lot of students that come in. weeknights and weekends. We get even groups of sports teams from the college, like Maris and Vassar brought like their sports teams here. We actually host the Vassar gym class bowling. They have a bowling gym class at Vassar, and they come here like 2 days a week each semester for a gym class. We're host to Highland, Hyde Park, Poughkeepsie, and Arlington school bowling teams. So when I was in high school in Dutchess County, my school didn't even have a bowling team. If they had, I might have signed up for it at the time. But now, like most of the local schools have bowling teams. So although we have a couple of other things going on, we have like a fundraiser going on tomorrow to benefit cancer. So that's something else we do. We have a PTA that's going to host a fundraiser here. We have a Grange Hall Society that does a fundraiser here, and some other functions. So that's something else that we can do for people, fundraising. I always like to say, bowling is something that everybody can do. Like we start the junior league with kids as young as 4 years old. So anybody from like 4 to 84 can bowl. You know, as long as you can stand up and walk to the foul line and let the ball go, you can bowl. You get a lot of people that go away to school and then they never come back to this area. But we try to hopefully promote it so that wherever they do end up, from being in a junior league here, when they do settle down somewhere, they'll look to join an adult league where they do settle down. I say like bowling, golf, darts, billiards. Those are all what I like to call lifetime sports because you can do them for your lifetime. You know, I went from bowling in a league for a couple of years to working in a bowling center and still bowling in a league. At one point, I was bowling 5 nights a week in a league. That was a number of years ago. I don't do that now, but I'm still bowling 2 nights a week in league, and I bowl 1 night a week in this center, 1 night a week in Wapikers because it's good to get out of my center once a week. You know? And the thing I always like to say, my job is to make sure people have fun. So like, what you have is a better job. I just want to make sure people have fun. So if people come in, they have a good time, then I'm having a good time. Well, it's a great thing to do. If you don't have anything better to do on a hot day in the summer or a cold day in the winter, come on in and bowl. Don't be intimidated by it. It's an easy sport that anybody can participate in. And don't be shy to join a league. Once you've gone bowling, if you like bowling, and then you join a league, it adds like a whole other dimension to the sport play.
That's wonderful. Well, Mark, I want to thank you so much. Thank you for taking
You're
the
welcome,
time out
sure.
of your day. It's been wonderful talking with you. Cool. That's it.
All right, Jake, thank you.
Thank you so much.